All right.
Yes, sir. Pleasure to see you again, Professor Covington. This is one of my professors from the University of South Carolina. Go Gamecocks. He was the professor that inspired me the most with this whole entire journey at University of South Carolina by bringing Craig Melvin in, who was a guest speaker back then. And that really inspired me because I thought that maybe I could go out there being someone in TV. And because of you, sir, I would not be standing here today without you.
Well, you're very kind, but I think talent might factor in just a little bit.
Yes, sir. So, Professor Covington, one of the things that I thought, like, I love you as a professor. You've been amazing. When I came back, you allowed me to come back and be a guest speaker here before. When I walked into your office, you had 4 Emmys, which I never, in my one entire time being a student here, I never knew that you had 4 Emmys, which to me, I think that's a big deal because it's a big deal in my profession. But
there are people who have 50 Emmys, just saying.
Yes,
you know?
sir.
So 4 is not bad.
Okay.
But there's always someone bigger, stronger, taller, faster.
Yes,
right?
sir. As we're finding out here now at
Right.
the University of South Carolina. Professor Covington, tell us how you just kind of got your start. Anything about your life that what inspired you?
All right. So short history.
You don't have to be short. You can have as long as you
No,
want.
short. Didn't know what I was going to do when I was a kid. Not unusual.
Yes, sir.
High school yearbook editor.
Okay.
All right. High school yearbook advisor says, you don't know what you want to do. Journalism is fun. Why don't you go do that? And he was right, and I never changed.
Okay.
So 30 years in broadcast journalism,
Yes, sir.
a few years in radio, mostly TV, 27 TV. Most of those years as a television news director, as a sort of the boss of a news department. 6 years in Philly, 10 years here in Columbia. Left the playing field. At the time, I was chair of what was the partnership board here at the university for the journalism program. And they said, hey, come on over. And I thought I was passing through. That was 20 years ago.
Yes, sir.
But anyway, journalism. I am now technically retired, but I'm still doing projects for the school and busier than I ever have been working on some other projects, primarily with UNESCO, United Nations Education, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. Best known for the World Heritage Sites, but I work on the side that deals with press freedom, freedom of speech, and journalism security and safety.
Yes, sir.
Stuff that plays off of my entire career.
Yes, sir. Okay, well, with that, one thing I want to ask, where were you originally from?
Originally from Indiana,
Okay.
all right? Indiana University, master's from Columbia University in
Yes,
New
sir.
York, and then went into TV news. So vagabond experience,
Okay.
all right? Houston, 6 years. Louisville, 4 years.
Yes, sir.
Boston, 4 years.
Okay.
Philly, 6 years, then came down here.
Okay. So you kind of bounced around, but you probably, when you were creating your resume, you're building out your resume from the ground up. Let's say if someone was just starting out college at University of South Carolina, how would you advise them, or what would be the advice to what kind of steps should they take to kind of, because I know that you have to start off in smaller markets always, and you have to work up your way.
All right, so when my obituary is written,
Yes, sir.
okay, the thing that somebody will probably mention
Yes.
is I hired Today's Show host Craig Melvin, all right, when he was in high school.
Yes, sir.
He was a high school reporter.
Okay.
All right. So if we look at Craig's career, first off, he has the gift.
Yes, sir,
All
he
right.
does.
He can interview a president. He can do a cooking segment. Most people can't do that.
Yes, sir,
all right?
that's
But he
correct.
can.
Yes,
all
sir.
right. But Craig started out at the bottom. He was an AP, associate producer on the overnight shift. Come in at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, wow.
He was a photographer. He was a kind of a trainee reporter. He paid his dues.
Yes, sir.
So when somebody asks that question, I always say, sure, go to the small market and learn everything that you can. And the thing about our profession,
Yes,
whether
sir.
it's Hollywood, movies, TV, journalism, is most of the time the cream rises to the top. Not always, but most of the time. So you come in, you do a good job, and you get promoted, and you get another opportunity, and that has been my observation over the years. And when I had somebody as a TV news director come into my office right out of school and say, I want to be your news anchor.
Yes, sir.
It's like, sorry, kid. Interview over.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
You're not going to be my news anchor.
Absolutely.
But if you want to be an associate producer, or you want to fill in the blank of entry-level positions and prove yourself and learn something,
Yes, sir.
then maybe we'll talk about
Okay. Well, Professor Covington, I had to say that because you had this relationship with Craig, you've been so successful. Where this is going currently, we might have to be on your show pretty soon here, sir. But because you had Craig come in and speak to my school, seeing Craig up there doing what he was doing at that time, he was still here in
it.
Columbia.
Yeah, he was an anchor and reporter here in Columbia.
I talked about Craig for years. You've heard me talk to your classes how Craig inspired me because you brought him that far. So I'm not saying that you're still a young, strapping, good-looking guy.
Right.
But what you did by starting the thing with Craig's moving his way up, I followed in Craig's footsteps, and then at the bottom is me making my way right now at making my way back up to the top in my business field. Currently revolutionizing something that hasn't been done before, and because of you, I just got to say thank you, because had you not brought Craig, that might not have been that spark I needed to be where I am today.
Well, I remember Brandon as a student, and when you're a professor, you have the A students who do everything perfect and you like them, and then you got the people who don't care and they don't come to class, and you don't worry really too much about them because there's no benefit to that. But then you have those in the middle. So Brandon kind of sat off to the side of the back, okay? A smart kid, but he wasn't engaged until midway through the semester.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
And then midway through the semester, you became the best student in the class.
Thank you, sir.
And it was, as a professor, you live for that sort of satisfaction where not that you've done anything, but in this process, whether it's Craig or an essay that you had to write.
Yes, sir.
I remember the essay that captured your attention. It
Yes,
was
sir.
on graphic images.
Yes, sir, it was.
It was,
should
exactly, I
be media.
remember.
Yes, sir.
And all of a sudden, you've been doing the essays for it. That when it came back was like, Brandon.
Yes, sir.
Where's this Brandon going?
I didn't know. My dad, David Nathaniel Smith, was a student here as well, and during school, he's the one that told me to go to University of South Carolina to go to journalism school. But with that thing, it caught my attention just because, like, it was so much interesting things to look into,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of laws that you had to look into,
Yeah.
and then I came from my heart of what I would think is right. And I don't know. I guess I loved it. I love that, and obviously I still love you today. I'm still here every time you let me speak.
So I bring him back periodically to speak to classes, and it's always a good sign when the class is over or the next class, they said, "Would you please bring Brandon back again?"
Yes, sir.
You left them wanting more.
Well, hopefully, as I said, I'm going to have to talk to someone at University of South Carolina to be mutually beneficial. I would love to be an adjunct professor with the University of South Carolina for eternity, I guess. We'll work out something here, but I would love to. If you're retired, sir, I'd like to step up as like one of your brainchilds of that and teach this next level thing that I want to teach at University of South Carolina, which I'd absolutely love to do.
The students clearly have been hungry for your life lessons.
Yes, sir.
Far more than my lectures on,
You're the smartest man in the room, clearly, and I will say that without a doubt, because you have to, how far you've come and what you've been able to help in all the people's lives you've touched. We're here because of you. There was one more thing that I had to say along those lines of, I'm slipping my mind right now. Oh, when I first left for LA to pursue my acting career, I said I wanted to go back and be able to talk to your class about something. So I ended up learning the entirety of the movie business. I know every single step from the crews. The crews are the ones that help run the show that people aren't often talked about with the crews. So I have so many friends who are technical advisors, and I've been casting directors, executive producers. I've learned in the ins and outs of this business, and all of those people are going to be coming to talk on the show. About that, I had to say, because I think I lost my train of thought. It was somewhere going with that, which I forgot for right now, but I'll remember later. Was it I can teach the entire movie business from start to finish. I'd like to set up a production company here at the University of South Carolina, figure out something with them, where I teach the kids here every single thing that I taught you in Denson today.
Yes.
Denson, what's your last name?
Millar.
Denson, come on real quick.
All right. Denson is the person in charge of the
Yes.
Social Media Insights Lab, where here at the University of South Carolina, we are constantly looking at social media to monitor trends, to try to help businesses. We work all over the world with other organizations because the software is very powerful, works in multiple languages. Denson.
Yeah, explain kind of what you do, Denson, if you don't mind. About yourself too. Tell us everything about you that you want to know, the world to know, because they're going to know soon.
Yeah, of course. So my name's Denson Millar. I'm the lab coordinator here in the Social Media Insights Lab. So what I'm doing here are producing social listening reports for students, staff, and faculty, assisting them in any research they have, any class research, as well as producing reports for any external clients through our social listening software called Quinn. And this can extract all conversations online on social media, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, the list goes on, all of our big social medias, as well as news and articles. This is really great because here on these boards we can track everything about the University of South Carolina, people of interest. We get the most recent feed to see what people are saying in real time, which is great. We can do a similar thing here on this board looking at Gamecock women's basketball. So like Randy mentioned before, we use search terms to build these searches. So
Okay.
looking at Gamecock women's basketball, this uses Dawn Staley, her social media accounts, every single player on the team and their social media accounts to really get an understanding of what people are saying about our women's team. So very powerful software, very great resource for anyone in the university to utilize and really understand the pulse of social media.
Oh, wow. Denson's parents, I just want to say right now, you should be proud. Did he not kill that segment? That's amazing, Denson. So here's my other question for you. Where are you originally from? Where'd you start?
So originally from Charleston, South Carolina, so
Okay.
born and raised down there. Came to the University of South Carolina, got my advertising degree back in 2020. Really fun to get my degree in the midst of COVID, but it really was a great program. Being back at the College of Journalism or School of Journalism and Mass Communications, it's really great being full circle and working with a great college.
Oh, hey, man, you got me sold. Yeah, I'm gonna need you teaching with me, you know? So it's funny you mentioned Charleston, South Carolina. One of my best friends in the world, Josh, forgive me, but I believe it's Lieutenant Major Josh Greb, who is a Marine. He was my roommate in college. We've been boys since day one. Josh told me he was going to be a pilot one day since the start of living in LaBorde, which is way gone. And he said that he was going to be a pilot, and he ended up being one of the best in the world. He was the Zulu helicopters, or the Cobra attack helicopters. Josh was the first person of that generation to learn those helicopters. So he ended up being the top person in his profession to teach that. So he's been on National Geographic. I have a video on my social media right now that I'll show you guys, that I'll post up, or that they've seen already, of Josh just taking people through what he does inside of there. Josh, I've always wanted to be a technical advisor with you. In the movies, I think we can actually do almost whatever we want at this point, but we're gonna do it step by step and get you where you need to be, Josh, and build up everything for your family that I promised and I knew that we could do. So so he's from Somerville, South Carolina.
Oh,
You're from
Charleston, yeah.
Charleston. Okay, all right. Well, I got one more thing about Charleston and all that. My dentist that I go to, Craig, and Danielle, and your kids, Levi, and oh my gosh, Campbell.
Very good.
Yes. Woo. I'm going to be interviewing you all too, since you all have been my dentist the last, I think, 4 years. You all do the best work in all of South Carolina when it comes to being a dentist. They live in what, Monk's Corner, I think.
Okay.
And then they have a house in Somerville, but their dentistry is in Monk's Corner, I believe. So yeah, that connects. Look at all the connections.
Oh,
there.
yeah.
And then Craig played baseball for University of South Carolina. He was on the championship team.
Whoa.
He was a pitcher.
Really?
Yeah, Craig. I'm almost positive because I've seen your jersey in there. Craig. Sorry, man, I'm forgetting his last name. Craig Thomas. Might have messed it up, but Craig was a pitcher for University of South Carolina during that championship run, and we have a couple of people that we're friends with on the championship team. So we're able to connect every single athlete. If you're looking for a job, I think we might have one for you. So just you contact me and we'll go from there. And this is the Buckle Up Podcast, by the way, the brainchild of my mother, Carolyn Smith, my nephew, Mason Rush, and I can't believe that's my mom's name. I gotta leave that out later. But that's okay though. And my dad, David Nathaniel Smith, who died of pancreatic cancer, and I'm doing my best to carry on his legacy right now. He'd be proud. So I'm so glad to have you guys a part of that. I look forward to interviewing as many people as you all need me to at University of South Carolina, because I love the school, and I'm here to, as I said, I want to be an adjunct professor at University of South Carolina, and I would love to partner with you all to do that. So, yeah, if there's anything else, well, I think I'll be back around a lot. So,
All right.
I think that wraps it up for the Buckle Up podcast for today. Will you guys say your names one more time?
Denson Millar.
Randy Covington.
All right, this is the Buckle Up podcast. Thank you, University of South Carolina, for allowing us, journalism school, which I'm a graduate of, for allowing us to use your facilities today to show everybody what's going on. Thank you very much. All right, not bad.
Awesome.
Not bad. That was easy, right?
Yeah, very easy.
We
So on that adjunct,